What is up, my good people? This is the Mega Bull, and this is something I'm watching right now because previously in the last bull run, we saw that the dollar, right, the US dollar currency index dropped during alt season. Okay? We see here that throughout the month of December, the dollar was falling, right? Sorry, right here. December, it reached here and it was falling all throughout. This is when the majority of the major push in the market happened. Now it's interesting we see the dollar, right? It's just pierced above the 702 retracement from this level dating back to March of 2020 where it peaked and then it's gone down. It looks like it's bottom and it's making its retracement back to that level right there. Now we can go ahead and look at this on a larger time frame, right? Okay. We see what's happening right there. Dating all the way back to 86. We could, let's see, do a retracement right here like so. Okay. And that's on a long-term perspective here. And if we look at it from that lens, right, you're looking back at October of 2001, and it's been bouncing around that 618 level right there, bouncing off of it. So, nevertheless, I've been seeing a lot of these structures in some of these coins where they're triple peaking. That's usually, it happened last year with Bitcoin, and it was a little tease, and it was a Wyckoff distribution. And so we'll see where this goes, but if it gets rejected off that 702, right, I'll take this off. If it gets rejected from this previous high right here, and you see it coming down, you might see an alt season take place. And that will be very, very interesting to watch and monitor. Now, we just have this news. NASDAQ experts say a crypto market crash is coming. Does that signal a bottom? It sure seems like it might. Because here we see the dollar is at that retracement. And if the alts take off, you'll see the dollar start dropping. So we'll see whether the alts start taking off at any point now. And here is something that I thought was interesting. I've talked on this channel about blackouts, global blackouts. And we see here that the situation in Russia is pretty dire. Our thoughts and prayers are with the people over there. And it seems like they've all been disconnected, right? And it's happening one step at a time. It says Russia will completely disconnect from the global internet on March 11th. And this has some resemblance to what happened in March of 2020. Could it be that we're about to see another crash in the markets in the month of March due to a Black Swan event? I don't know, but I've been talking about this. I've talked about blackouts. Now, the people of Russia are not going to have Twitter. They're not going to have TikTok. They're not going to have Facebook. They've been disconnected from their banks. They can't access their money. Now, we see here another situation where MetaMask is no longer available in certain areas. And it says in certain jurisdictions, they're not available because of legal compliance. Regulations. We've talked about regulations. They're coming down hard, cracking down on it. Here we see MetaMask is now blocking all Ethereum transactions in Venezuela, citing compliance with laws. I've said it. Once regulations come, it doesn't matter because the gatekeepers of that control the on and off ramps are going to determine a lot of how you use your money. And once it gets to the next level, and by next level I mean CBDCs, that's going to be a whole nother mode of control. Here Ripple posted the global impact of decentralized currencies like these CBDCs are opening new doors for traditional financial institutions. But as with any emerging technology, uncertainties exist. And I think that the end goal is to implement these CBDCs. And people will be asking for it because of how dire the economic situation is. And it could very well follow after a major global blackout in which people no longer have access to their money. And the only solution will be CBDCs. However, if you own a piece of the protocol, you'll be well equipped to make some money off of it if they don't declare it nationally important or a matter of national security and take it away from you. That's the situation. That's one of the situations. So you got to pay attention to it. So whatever profits you can take now, whenever the altcoin market goes off, take your profits. Because this market is too volatile. You don't know what can happen from one moment to the next. Take your profits. There's nothing wrong with taking profits. And to remind you, this is the end goal by having CBDCs.
On CBDC, in particular for the use of general use, we tend to establish the equivalence with cash. And there is a huge difference there. For example, in cash, we don't know, for example, who's using a $100 bill today. We don't know who is using a 1,000 peso bill today. A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also, we will have the technology to enforce that.
So they want to know where and who and when a specific bill was spent, etc. That's the end game. So, anyways, I thought that's some good food for thought for you guys. And let's keep an eye on this level right here. So if you see it falling and you see alt start taking off, it's go time. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. This is the Mega Bull Experience, and I'll see you in the next one.